Brandon at the Edge Pro, and just wanted to talk to you today about a question that I get fairly often. Sometimes on the Andis AGC Clipper, we'll put a new switch in and it'll blow up. Lets out a little puff of smoke out of the clipper, or out of the switch, and it'll do that with another new switch and do that with another new switch. So we're going to talk about a little bit of what's causing that and why that keeps happening, and some ways that we can check that very quickly, or we can go a longer route and check that as well. So just for starters, where that is coming from is this little component right here on the circuit board is essentially a safety within that circuit board. And so if that motor is bad and has a chance of sending an electrical shock back out through the clipper, this is going to be our weak point that's going to burn out. Here I have an example of one that's been burnt fairly dramatically, and so that's the difference there of the two. We have, see if I can hold it still there for you. And you can see where that one's charred and burnt versus this new one here. It's very clean and crisp. And so it's easy to miss if you're not looking for it. And so first of all, in our repair, we should just always make that something that we're looking for. But when we're looking for that and we see that, we don't want to come to the conclusion that it's just a bad switch right away, because it might be. And in my experience, most cases, it's a bad armature that's making that switch go bad. And so what I want to show you is a real quick way. So the long way that we can determine if it's the armature or if it's actually just the switch that went bad is we could take all of these components out, and run an ohm test on our armature to see if our armature was good. If our armature tests out good, then we'll know that for whatever reason the switch was what failed, and we can go ahead and just replace the switch and not have to worry about it burning out. If we test that the armature is bad, then we know that if we put just a new switch in, then it's going to be just putting a new switch in is going to blow, and we're going to go through another switch. And so what we want to do, what I'm going to show you here, is a little test that we do that helps tell us all of that, but a little bit more quickly. And so we want to determine, do we have a good armature or a bad armature? So I know that if I can replace this switch, if you look down in here, this switch the resistor is burnt on it as well. And so as we have a high volume of customers coming in, we want to try to save time on our repair. One of the things that we're going to do is we're going to actually jump this resistor, and so that it powers up the armature, and that'll tell us if it's good or not. If it's good, it should run nice and smooth like a good armature would run. If it's bad, a lot of times it's going to pop, and there might be some sparks and there'll be some smoke, and that would tell us that we need to stop and not do a new switch repair, and then go ahead and quote your customer a new armature and a new switch. So in this case here, I've set this clipper up to where I know that it has a good armature for the sake of this video, but the switch is burnt here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a pair of pliers here, and we're just making sure that they're insulated handles, because we are going to be working with live electricity here. And I'm going to put it on either side of this resistor to jump that, and it should start up our clipper here. So we've got our clipper plugged in. We're working with live electricity, so we want to be very careful in what we're doing. Turn the clipper on. Nothing's happening as expected because our resistor is bad here. So what I'm going to do is use these pliers to bridge one side of that resistor there, and then we're going to make contact. There's our contact. As you can hear, the clipper's running very smooth as I bridge this, and so that's going to tell me that our armature is good, and this clipper here just needs a new switch. We can assess our wear parts like we've done in other videos before, and I can give my customer a quote in just a couple minutes. So very small amount of bench time here to be able to let my customer know this is what your repair is going to be, so that way they know how they can budget for their business as well, because that's what we're wanting to do, is partner with your business. And not knowing what things cost is not going to be helpful to running a business. And so it's helpful for us because we have a very efficient triage that we just ran here on this clipper, and then it's helpful for them to know what it's going to cost, and then also helpful to not have new switches that are going out as we're putting new components into the tool. So I hope that you found this helpful. Again, be very careful in doing this. This is live electricity, and we don't want anybody getting hurt with that. But as long as we're being electricity aware and being safe with that, hopefully this could be something that saves you time and helps your business become more profitable. Hope you find this helpful. If you did, please hit the subscribe button. It means so much to us. Give us the thumbs up there, and then any questions you have, put in the comment section. We'd love to get to those questions and be able to help you further. Thanks for watching.